Hey guys, Dr. Tedder here. I wanted to share with you, I get this question quite a bit, and I think sometimes I take for granted that you guys know the information and you don't, or sometimes it needs to be explained multiple times or whatever. But I get this question quite a bit, and I got it this morning quite a bit with some new patients of, why do we scan you with the scanner? What does that do? What's it telling me? So if you see in the back over there, that's my wife, that's her scans. Those were her original scans when we got into upper cervical almost 20 years ago. And what I want you to know from a general standpoint, that scan right there was telling the doctor at the time that my wife was subluxated, meaning the bone at the top part of her neck was out of alignment. And that bone was putting pressure into her spinal cord or her brainstem. It was shutting down the nerves that were going to her body. So her body was not able to talk to her brain and tell the brain there was something wrong. And the brain didn't know, so it couldn't send the signals down to repair my wife's injuries inside the body. And so that's what that graph tells us. So that graph, when we take the scanning instrument and we run it up the back or the back part of the spine, it's measuring heat. Most people don't realize that every single nerve, cell, and tissue in your body, it actually vibrates. Everything is vibration inside your body, even your skin. It vibrates at a certain frequency. And each cell has its own frequency of normality. It's normal at a certain vibrational hertz. Your nerves are very much the same way. So when the nerve exits the spine, if it's healthy and it's working right, it'll vibrate at a certain frequency. If the bone at the top part of your neck is out of alignment and it's pinching down on the spinal cord or the brainstem, and nerves coming out of that brainstem are being pinched, it's going to change the vibrational frequency. It's going to make one side of that nerve hot and the other side cold. And that's what we're reading over there. That's the left side and the right side of your spinal cord. And so when my wife was out of alignment, or when you're out of alignment, and that bone's rubbing into the spinal cord, it's going to create a friction. And when that friction gets irritated, it's going to create one side of that spinal cord to be hotter than the other. So that lets us know that you're out of alignment. What's really neat is that the bone goes out of alignment the exact same way every single time. So we're going to get the same graph on you every time that you're out of alignment. It's like a fingerprint to you. So that tells me when you're not only in alignment, but it tells me when you're out of alignment. It also tells me when the adjustment was made correctly. So those scans are super duper important, because as a patient, we can't just go by how we feel, because there's going to be times you come in the office and you feel amazing. But if that graph looks like that over there, or your fingerprint, we're going to align you. There's other times you come in and you can have some pain, you can have some discomfort, you may not have slept right that night, you may have worked in the yard the other day, you may have worked out, and your body doesn't feel right. But just because you don't feel right doesn't mean that you're out of alignment. There's gonna be times you don't feel well and you're in alignment. And we may run that scan and it tells us that you're clear. And no matter how bad you hurt, if you're clear, I'm not going to adjust that bone, because that bone is in alignment. And if I go and put a force into your neck, I'm going to knock you out of alignment. So those graphs are super important. So when you come in the office from this point forward, I would have you be more curious of, hey, is the graph showing that I'm in or out, regardless of how you feel. If you feel great and you're out of alignment, so be it. If you're not feeling so hot that day and you're in, that means that you're not feeling so hot that day because of something else, not because of the misalignment. But I wanted to clear that up because it is vital for me to make sure that I scan you every time you come into the office. It gives me my eyes and window to what's going on inside. It also tells me if your body's getting healthier or sicker. According to Johns Hopkins, if you have patterns, if you're out of alignment and you're creating friction like that graph over there for days, weeks, months at a time, your body is literally growing itself sicker every single day. So what we want is we want clear lines. When we're clear lines, Johns Hopkins has found that the body's growing health days, weeks, and months at a time. So let's get you in alignment. Let's keep you in alignment. Love you, appreciate you. See you soon.